Okay, so this is a time where you get to learn something about yourself. How many of you are familiar with this concept of top card? How many of you have done top card? Okay, so I've been learning about top card for almost 40 years, and every time I work with top card, I learn something new. So hopefully you'll be able to learn something new too. And I'm not exactly, in fact, I'm not hardly at all following the directions of the activity in the manual. Mea culpa. But this is too important to me. I've been teaching it too long. I just want my way, and so therefore.
What are you looking at me for?
That's what I'm going to do. Okay. What I'd like to start with is by helping you identify what your top card is. So when you say, what's a top card is a behavior that you do when you're stressed. And you do it without thinking. It's knee-jerk, it's automatic, it's reflexive. We all have a top card. They're not good, they're not bad, they're not better, they're not worse. We all have one, and all of us do them when we feel stressed. And different things stress different people. So to find out what your top card is, I'll put down 4 different choices in each of these boxes, and you look at the choices and decide which one of these choices would be the most difficult for you to deal with. That's the box you want to choose. The box that has the things in it that you would least want to deal with. So this first box has pain and stress in it. The second box has rejection and hassles. The third box has, and I know this is not what it says in the manual, criticism and ridicule in it. In the manual it says criticism and humiliation. I like this better. And the last box says meaninglessness and unimportance. So if I sent these to you as little gift packages, and they arrived on your doorstep, and you had to bring 3 of them in the house, but you could leave 1 on the doorstep, not have to open it, not have to deal with it. Which box is the one that you would leave on the doorstep? So everybody, and sometimes it's hard, there's a kind of a struggle, or sometimes it's like, well, I don't like any of them, or, you know, I don't think I want to pick any of them, but see, for the sake of learning about yourself, if there's one that just resonates a little bit more than the others, and choose the box that you would pick.
And do I understand correctly that we leave at the door the one that we like least?
Yeah, that you don't want it in the house, you don't want to deal with it. Yeah, okay. So how many of you picked the box with pain and stress?
We've all had babies, so we can do it.
Okay. How many of you picked the box with rejection and hassles? Wow. Okay. How many of you picked the box with criticism and ridicule? Okay. How many of you picked the box with meaninglessness and unimportance? All right. How many of you are not sure? You didn't pick anything. How many of you picked but you're not telling? Okay. So if you pick the box with pain and stress, oops. Wait a minute. What did I do with my animals, Jane? Didn't I bring them with me? Those little top card animals?
Did you bring all that in?
Oh, thank you. Yes, perfect. Thank you, Ken. Okay. If you pick the box with pain and stress, this is your mascot, and your top card is called comfort avoidance. So when you get scared and you feel stressed, you become like the turtle. You bury your head in the sand, or you can also become like a snapping turtle, and you bite everyone's head off around you, and then they disappear and leave you alone. So that's called comfort avoidance. If you pick,
these on the test? I'm sorry.
pardon?
Do we have these here?
Yeah, page
251.
251, thank you. Okay. If you pick the box that has rejection and hassles, which is the box I picked, so my little mascot is the chameleon, which I think is the cutest animal. And what ours is called pleasing. So what we do when we're stressed is we try to blend in. We try to do what we think everybody wants. We try to please everyone, but mostly really all we want to do is please ourselves, but we don't like to let on too much that that's what's really going on. We're kind of the yes top card. Yes, no problem, I'll take care of it, certainly, yes, that's what you want. And so sometimes we'll say yes, but then we don't always do what we said we would do. Or if we're upset about something, like if I'm upset with you, I'll tell Jane, but I won't tell you. That's this pleasing top card. That isn't true anymore since I've had so much therapy. There was a time. Okay. If you pick this box, criticism and ridicule, your top card is called control. And here is your mascot, the eagle. And so when you feel stressed, like the eagle, you fly away up into your nest to have a little space and think about it and take some time and figure it out. And you also have an eagle eye. So your job is to constantly be assessing problems that you don't have that might happen and preparing for them just in case. And you spend a lot of time on that. It's very important work. And because you are so busy doing that, most of the things that really need to be done do not get done. So you are known as the procrastinator top cards. Okay, and also you are the pile people. You have a lot of piles. You know where everything is, but when we look at your space, it's like, ay, ay, ay. Okay. If you pick this box, your top card is called superiority. You, like the lion, are king or queen of the jungle. You are first, you are most, you are best, you are the most, you are always right. The rest of us, poor slobs, just don't understand. We haven't quite caught up to your wisdom. Look at Kenny over there laughing his head off. And so how you play your top card often is, you know how a lion can like get stressed and roar? Well, your variation of, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to poke you in the eye. Your variation of that is to explain the way things should be, must be, have to be, always are. And the rest of us are supposed to catch up. You can also, if you're really upset, like the lion, attack. These are protective behaviors. Now, all of the top cards have all kinds of assets. All of the top cards can create problems. As a parent educator, your top card, or as somebody working with children, or as a parent, your top card can create some problems for you. It can also have a lot of assets. What you want to do is start realizing when you play your top card. That's really helpful if you can catch yourself playing your top card. And you're playing it because inside you're afraid. There's a fear of something. And to be able at some point, maybe not in the moment, but at some point to ask yourself, okay, what is it that I'm afraid of? What's the worst thing that could happen? Could I handle that? And often just by going through that mental exercise, you free yourself up to try some new things out. So,
for example,
yeah.
a little bit more on superiority top card because
because that's yours.
We feel so misunderstood.
Did you feel misunderstood? I'm sorry.
It's like sometimes we act as though we have to be right because we're so afraid that if we if we're of being wrong. We're more afraid of being wrong than needing to be right. And because if we're wrong, then we're not good enough. And so it's like that's the whole thing, that some of these things come from a fear, and it's not necessarily wanting to be superior over others, but coming from sometimes that deep-seated inferiority of always needing to prove themselves. And like for control top cards, can be played in many different ways. Sometimes control over others, but more often a control over self and situations because of the fear of humiliation and criticism.